Hello there. We are going to demonstrate how to do pewter today.
Pewter can be used for all different types of jewelry. For necklaces, it can be attached to things, and is used all across the world.
Pewter is a low-density metal, and that's what makes it so easy for us to melt down in the classroom.
All right, so we decided to do a horseshoe for our pewter project. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to draw whatever image you'd like on some tracing paper. And then once you have that image drawn and traced, you're going to flip that over onto your casting mold and you're going to begin tracing. Now that we've traced our horseshoe onto our casting mold, you have the full image on there, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start carving now. So you're going to want to get all the fine details with a bunch of picks and carvers, and so we're going to begin that now.
When you're carving your plaster blank out, you have to keep in mind that if you want something to be more defined, you actually have to carve deeper into the mold. That way when you pour the metal in, it'll fill that space. Also, you don't want to breathe this dust in, so make sure that you leave it on the table and just wipe it into the trash can.
All right, so this is our final product after we've carved everything. And right here, this is called the sprue. And what that is you just carve like a little gap so you can pour the metal into it. And you should always do it like at the top of the piece or somewhere where you can funnel everything, all the metal goes in so it spreads out equally. So like you wouldn't want to carve the sprue up here because then the metal wouldn't be able to flow to this side. So we did it down here so that the metal can flow into both ends. And then you're gonna grab a blank piece, a blank plaster, and put it up next to it. And then what I do is hold it up to the light and look through the sprue. And if you see like any holes or like light, you might want to grab a different blank so that it's flat. But this one looks pretty good, so now we're gonna start taping it and rubber banding it. All right, so this is what it's gonna look like after you've put your rubber bands and tape on. And the point of the rubber bands is to hold it together, and the tape protects the rubber bands so that if metal drips on it, it won't break the rubber bands. They won't like melt off. So this is what it looks like.
So first off, I'm going to talk about safety precautions. You have to wear gloves and goggles. And you can also not touch anything metal to that because you will be electrocuted. So this is a clamp, and you're going to want your clamp in like the middle, and you're going to want this off to the side. And you're just going to want to have it steady, like just like that. And then you're going to want to grab this with two hands very steadily and pick it up. And you're going to want to hold it over, and when you pour it, you want to have a steady pour, and you're going to want to do it kind of fast. And if you miss, it's okay. Don't stop pouring. And if you stop pouring in the middle, just stop because it's going to mess it up. So let's pour. And you want to wait till it overflows. And there we go. And yeah. All right, so we waited 2 minutes on this. And so now that it's completely dried and everything, you're gonna wanna take this off. And once you get that off, you wanna take all your excess metal and put in this white bucket over here. So all the stuff that you spilled, just put it over here. And if you ever need to refill this, Miss Davidson will do it for you. Just ask her. Don't try to do it by yourself. It does not work. So yeah, there you go.
The reason you don't want to refill the pewter pot with scrap metal is because bad things happen. When I tried to refill the pewter pot by myself, I think that there was like a little droplet of water on the metal or something. Still really don't know, but for whatever reason, I dropped the piece of metal in and the whole pot just exploded and molten metal was flying all over the room. Hit my shirt. Somehow none of it hit my skin, but it's probably still stuck in the wall over by the pewter station, so look out for that little Easter egg for you.
So first you're going to cut off the excess metal with these shears. You just want to get it just like that. And then you're going to not want to cut off the spruce with the shears, but you're going to want to cut it off with a saw. And then with all the excess pieces, you just want to clean it up and throw it in the white bucket.